This is C.R.P.H.A. Health Advocate. This video is going to be directly about those who still are ignoring the negative causes. Even the millennials are ignoring the negative causes to one's health. When it comes to smoking regular cigarettes and vaping with the liquid vape devices. The basic fact is that the smoking thing is still on the level of the in crowd in many colleges as well as high schools. The one thing is that when you millennials do this to yourself, essentially when you start smoking cigarettes or vaping or whatever, the basic fact is that and this happens to everybody, not just this will happen to millennials as well as everybody else, even the ones that were born before millennials. The basic fact is that the vaping, it's liquefied, yes, but it has the same negative cause and effect as regular smoking nicotine cigarettes. In a sense, it is a nicotine liquefied substance. Um, it if it if and once it enters your body in very small increments, it can age you. It can destroy your health, and it does ever so gradually. And with cigarettes, just like vaping is the new quote unquote fad maybe, but the basic fact is it still has the same negative effect. I know you're probably looking at this right here, this jersey. The reason I'm wearing this one again is because on Sunday, my team, the San Francisco 49ers, won the game and heading to the Super Bowl, and I am praying that they win. Okay, getting back on to the vaping is that both the nicotine and liquid form type of nicotine in the sense of vaping is harmful to your health. It can make you get various types of skin fragmentation, if you will, in the sense of that um, your your skin molecular within it, the positive aspects to keep it nice, natural, whatnot, depletes from within. The more you vape, the more you smoke cigarettes, just to start with, of course, it does. And it's not noticeable, you don't feel it or nothing. It just becomes gradually noticeable to those around you and those that you know, even if you're in school, colleges, high school, whatnot, right? Junior high. Even if you're around your coworkers, family members, nieces, nephews, the whole enchilada like that. And the basic fact is, I know the common aspect is, oh, vaping is safer than regular smoking. No, it's not. It may have a slower effect to a point, but granted, it could have just an equal amount of speed, if you will, in the sense the way this smoking ages you with regular nicotine, right? Vaping might have the same type of um, process as regular smoking does, to where it will age you. You could be in your 20s, look like you're in your 40s. You could be in your teens, looking like you're in your 30s, and not in a good way. You could be in your Mid to late 20s look like you're 50. It depends upon the person and how long you've smoked on top of that, too. And sometimes, in some respect, depending on how many times you've smoked. Say, for example, if you smoked in your teens, it can go that way. But also, if you have smoked in your 20s, started smoking in your 20s, and it can still go that way. Each person's skin pigmentation is different. They're not all the same. I know many years ago, when I mentioned about the base of smoking on my Health Advocate videos, is that New York City's mayor or governor declared there to be no nicotine tobacco sales across the county. I pray that he or she, or whoever it may be at this point, continue that and have it elongated more so. Because I care about everybody on this planet. I don't like the base of death. I mean, yeah, it happens, yes. But people who are young die from different things. People who are middle aged die from different things. And one of many other things that smoking and vaping can cause, not only the base of your skin pigmentation be depleting the natural aspects from within your skin, depleting each time you smoke or vape. It can also go to the points where you can get cancer. Cancer is a definite inside the human body type of killer. Put it easily to easily put it straight into you is that it can kill you just much as AIDS can, just much as any other aspect can. I mean, any other disease can kill you, but if when it comes to smoking, the known one to connect with any type of smoking is cancer. It's a cancer causing habit. It's been known that since 1960, 70, and 80. It was not known that in too much, at least, to a definite fact, when you see people in 1920, 30, 40, and 1950 films, the black and white ones anyway, to start with. Yeah, you see people, even Western stars, light up a cigarette. It wasn't really that well known then. It became well known, I'd say 75, 74, somewhere in that area. Possibly even when I was born, around 73. And I'm just guessing. But the one thing is that it was known even in the 1980s. Smoking can cause cancer. Vaping can cause cancer. It's not. There's no doorway to where it doesn't. Okay. The basic fact is that yes, it may be a fad to feel like you're in the in crowd. If you smoke, if you're in high school, junior high, or college, whatever, you're not really in the in crowd. Nobody really gives a damn about you. You should care about you. Your friends may not give a damn about themselves, but it doesn't mean you have to follow the same fucking same fucking train essentially down the track, metaphorically. And it's like the old saying. There's an old saying that says, "If he or she jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge, would you?" Basically, if you're going to smoke and ruin your life just because they're ruining their lives by smoking or vaping, are you going to follow the same track because you find it not? There's no negative effect to them, there won't be any negative effect to you. Like I said, each person's pigmentation, skin pigmentation, deep within your cells, right here. Okay, each one is different per person, per human being, and it doesn't matter the gender. Yes, women have been known to be the weaker gender, metaphorically, since the 1970s and 80s and even before then. But the basic fact is Nobody's really weak in any aspect. Okay, but the basic fact is, outside of that, is that the skin pigmentation doesn't change. It will get weaker and weaker to the point where it depletes to where you show your your skin shows more and more wrinkles and lines. And all the face cream that women do and men do, it ain't gonna solve a damn thing. It's not the fountain of youth to where you can keep on smoking or vaping. And just because it doesn't, because you don't notice anything that's happening to your classmates or friends or family members while they smoke or vape, doesn't mean it won't happen over time. It does happen over time, ever so gradually, even to the unnoticeable eye, to the naked eye, as it were. It will happen as time rolls on. The more they smoke or the more they vape. So basically, yes, vaping and smoking are equally as evil and bad for your health, and it doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if you go if you lessen your meat content. It doesn't matter if you lessen your fish content or turkey content or whatever the hell else, right? It and if you go towards say vegetables, fruits, and variable other aspects, right? And the health eating aspects, right? Healthy eating aspects. It won't matter. It can help the body, but once you start smoking and vaping, all that goes to hell. The contents that you breathe in, you suck in from vaping or smoking, all the healthy content that you put in your body will be completely obliterated within seconds. Short seconds to be exact. A lot shorter than you realize. It doesn't matter how much of the healthy crap that you eat. Be that, of course, it doesn't matter of how much of the healthy crap that you consume within your body. You know, the more you smoke and or vape or both, right? It will completely obliterate it from within your body. And the cancer causing effect can still build up. You'll notice your and your energy of doing various numbers of activities like jogging, biking, going out places with your friends, or any other thing for that matter, even with your kids if you're married or a single parent. You won't be as active as you might be at current. With that, your health depletes even more. And yes, in 1997, I've said this before. In 1997, the tobacco companies added another additive, and this is the truth. They added another additive to where it makes it harder for people to quit smoking. Whether you want to believe that or not is up to you. But the basic fact is, I would never lie to you. If I was an advocate to lie about things, believe me, I wouldn't be much of a helpful advocate now, would I? Yes, I do my own aspect of advocating, but I'm telling people what they deserve to know, what they have a right to know on everything that I talk about on every one of my advocate videos. And I advocate for humanitarian, all people across the United States. I advocate for citizens in each different state, and I advocate for our youth and their education, an advocate to keep business in the U.S., and I advocate for health as well as for the disability for those who are medically, physically, and born with various disabilities and diagnosed disabilities. I would never lie to them either, and I'm not lying to you. I am a strong humanitarian. Yes, you may not know me, and that's fine. I may not know you. Hey, if I do, cool. If I don't, at least you know there's a person out there that cares, and I'm one of them that cares. That's why I'm giving you this information. That's why I'm saying what is an actuality. Yes, I used to smoke myself. Did I do it in the base of in crowd? I may have, yes. But who doesn't at the young age? There are many people, even in millennials, that think, oh, well, if they smoke, it must be okay, right? No, it's not. I later learned that, so I quit. I quit smoking. I quit smoking at the age of 22. From then on, I never smoked. I started when I was 17. I smoked variable cigarettes. Like my father's choice was Marlboro Reds. Mine was basically identical to it. Really, the same thing. Really, even though I smoked on occasion different ones. So I'm not going to say I'm the perfect example because I as well made the same mistake, but I eventually stopped. Was it easy for me? It may have been because I knew myself. I knew myself from within, and you should know yourself from within as well. And it goes with the base of belief, faith, and understanding within yourself, and love and and more than true concern for and within yourself, and those who have the same thing and even love within yourself and for yourself, and those who really truly care about you. They have the same thing, but they show it in different levels. I know that they may not show it as much as they should, but hey, there's no mistaking. Even the NFL right here would would be a positive opponent for those for the aspect of the no smoking aspect. They help to stop smoking. I know that. I am a person who cares about people even if I don't know them. I care about people's health. Granted, yes, and even in the spiritual sense, I can't do nothing about it. In the sense of a person's agency spiritually, if one decides to smoke and keep on smoking, that's on them, and it's between the one person and heaven and Heavenly Father and our Savior. But the basic fact is, I'm giving you people information that you may not know, even the millennials. The ones that do know it still smoke. I get that. Or even the ones that do know it and do or may understand to maybe a variable percentage or however whatever type of percentage it may be, even on the aspect of understanding. They may know, but they still do it, right? I understand that. But the basic fact is that eventually you learn to regret it. Eventually you will regret it, even if you're still doing it, even at that point in time. Be that if even if you are still vaping or smoking, even at that point in time in your lifetime. Thereby, also, when it comes to lifetime, your life is shortened. Your lifespan is shortened than what it would originally be outside of vaping and smoking. Without if you didn't vape or smoke, is to start with. So basically, you know the ones that if you're even considering on vaping or smoking, I recommend that you don't, because you be going down the wrong path regardless of the in crowd or non in crowd situation. And yes, it was the old saying. There was an old saying that said, "Oh, smoking helps me relax and de-stress." It doesn't. It may give a certain sensation of that, but but it doesn't. It just makes it worse for you. It's the same thing with drinking and alcohol, though, too. Although drinking alcohol isn't, there's not that large of a negative effect, but it does show if you smoke and drink alcohol. Even if you smoke or vape and drink juice, power drinks, or soft drinks, or like tomato juice or whatever the hell else, right? The one thing, the natural aspects of power drinks have fruit part of it, right? Like Gatorade and all that, right? With all the juice is obliterated. The regular orange juice, or mango juice, or grape juice, even in the morning or afternoon, and you start smoking or vaping, all that positive natural content is obliterated. The very thing that your body needs will be obliterated due to you smoking or vaping. And it doesn't happen gradually. Once you start smoking and vaping, the content is stronger than the natural food content and natural liquid content that your body needs. Your body needs every natural aspect that there is, from vegetables, fruits, and potatoes. There's a percentage of what your body needs from like potatoes, and there's a percentage of the same thing with any other fruit and vegetable content, liquid or not. But once you start vaping or smoking cigarettes, or even doing the vape thing through those little fucking devices, right? And some of them look like things you'd be able to smoke fucking pot or weed with, right? All that. Once you start using those, all the natural contents gone within about a second. Actually, even at times less than a second. Doesn't matter if you space it out. Say, for example, if you eat something natural and healthy in the morning, and then say run your afternoon aspects before you even eat anything natural for lunch, all of what was naturally consumed is gone. The and what your body may need more of, the natural content, is gone. And what takes over is that negative aspect. And the more you do that, the more the negative content and takes over, and it ages you, thereby your lifespan is shortened ever so gradually. And there's not really a percentage, really, of how far your or how much of your lifespan is depleted due to you smoking or vaping, or even if you are thinking about it. I still recommend against. The one thing is, ever since I stopped smoking, I started smoking cigarettes at the age of 17, and I stopped smoking at the age of 22. The basic fact is, my body has recouped from it. Because after I stopped smoking, my body's been recouping from it, and the reason being because I started eating and drinking things that were healthy to start with, and even the meat content, the natural stuff from the meat content is taken over basically, along with the fruits and vegetables, liquid and solid forms. The basic fact is that would you rather have here's the one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you one thing. When I was thinking, it was many years ago, many years ago, and when I was in my 20s, or close, or even I'd say close to my mid part of my 20s. I was thinking if I'm ever gonna have children, I'm not gonna say if I did or didn't really at this point. Only those who know me knows if I did or didn't. But if I'm gonna have children and spend my time with them and have a large amount of energy as much as I can along with them, or I can stay active along with them, right? Do a lot of things with them, like um, play some ball, kickball, baseball, football, whatever, or even be active and slide down the slide with them as I've done. The basic fact is that I knew I needed to stop smoking. So I made it a mission I made it a more than a mission essentially to stop smoking at a certain age, and I chose 22. It was going to be 21, but I stopped smoking at 22, and that was many years ago. I'm much older now, and from 22 on up, on through essentially, I haven't smoked one cigarette. I haven't even vaped. That doesn't make me a better person either. I'm not saying, well, I'm better than you. I'm not going to go that way. Mm-mm, that's not me. The basic fact is you want to have children. You may not know even in your teenage if you want to have children or not. And you could be a male watching this, or you could be a female watching this. A male teen or a female teen, it doesn't matter. Eventually, the procreation aspect comes to mind as you get older. Of course, of when you're ready also comes into play. And believe me, as children get older, from infant on up, you need to be self-aware, active as much as possible. Because kids would want you to join in. Your children would want you to join in with almost every outdoor and indoor activity that there is, and that there will be and ever have been. But you won't be able to the more you smoke or vape. Your energy will be so low that you won't want to do so much with your children as much as you know you should. which basically would make the person feel left out, make the child feel left out, and where that can easily emotionally hurt them as well. Even though you may not intend to go that direction, but the basic fact is, I'm being honest with you people, both male and female. Doesn't matter what age you are, even in millennials. I'm being honest. And yes, the birth rate has gone down for different reasons. In the sense of MGTOW, it's because of the females. In the sense of feminism, it's because of the men. But there's not really a fault. Mm, it's a base of choice, really. The basic fact is that your choice can negatively affect humanity. It can negatively affect you in some way as well. Depends on the choice that you make. It depends upon the actions that you take and go forth with, essentially. It depends upon what you decide to do with yourself and with your life and with people in your life. That also affects you, as it will affect them. It may not affect you a whole hell of a lot, but it could. Depends upon what it is and how it's brought up. How it's essentially brought onto you, as well as onto those who you know and are beginning to know, and those others that you may know or may not know that are around you. The base of secondhand smoke still is it still relates to those who vape around people who don't smoke, known as secondhand smoking. Still, it can still negatively affect them as much as it will, and more so than it will affect you. Be that, of course, the base of secondhand smoking has an equal effect to those who do not smoke and who do smoke. Those who are around those who do smoke or vape, it has an equal effect. But the only difference is that if ones who do not smoke are not around those as many times as those, of those who do smoke or vape, essentially, the cause and effect goes away. The negative cause and effect goes away. The more they're around people who do not smoke and who are not smoking, essentially, even if the people who they are around do smoke from time to time. But if you're around those who do smoke and who are smoking or vaping, it can negatively affect them as well as does the ones that um, who have smoked or vaped, essentially smoked cigarettes or vaped. So basically, with the post that I posted, mm, I believe it was sometime last week, that with all the technical advances and the other technical advances that are coming and have shown themselves, the positive ones, that is, how can you enjoy them as long as they are there? They're around for everybody, not just for various people. If you want to enjoy those technological advances that have been brought into this world that do not have any negative effect to the human body, Although there are some that still do have a negative effect to the human body, which is one of them being, of course, the scanning process that airports have a negative effect to the body, the human body. The ones that tell you just stand like this, the ones that you stand like this, and the damn machine scans you. That has a negative effect on you too. And with those who do smoke or vape, it can have a much deeper effect, negative effect that is. Those who drink, it may not have that much. That it may not have that deep of effect, but it can. It depends upon how heavy the scanning process is, and how strong the beam may be, though. Too. That's another one. Yes, it's been said even that type of device and technology still has a negative effect to the body. They haven't come up with one that doesn't. Either you're standing in a big circular or square device, or room, or like a little like booth or whatever, and it scans you. It can scan you up and down, around you, above you, below you, the whole enchilada like that, right? The basic fact is there's a negative effect. It happens to the body. I'm not saying you shouldn't fly. If you want to fly, if you want to travel, hey, that's fine. But know that there is a negative effect. You could easily say you don't want to go through that device. You have that right. Thereby, you're going to have to allow them to feel around you and make sure there's no, you know, because of course that's the reason for that device, so they don't have to hand frisk you and to make sure that you don't have anything that you shouldn't have before going on that plane, or a plane for that matter, or even a train or a bus, whatever the hell else, right? Now you need to ask yourself: do you really, for those young millennials and moderate young millennials in your twenties, teens, or whatever, right? Do you want to have children at any point within your life? Do you want to spend as much time as possible with your children, no matter how many children you have in your lifetime? Do you want to do things with your children and stay as active as they are, if if maybe a moderate percent, right? Because us adults, we know our activeness can deplete, even if we don't smoke the whole entire our whole entire life. It still kind of lessen, but it lessens even more so by if for those who are smoking and vaping at any given age, from teen to start with on up, and even in your 20s and 30s and beyond. I know there are many. There might be, and I'm not saying I'm not going to say, but there's a possibility that those who are still in the single digit age could possibly possibly go to the points of curiosity and try it. It'd be the biggest mistake though, and it would still have a negative effect on them as much as it would you, teenagers, millennial teenagers, as well as regular teenagers, and millennial 20-year olds as and 30-year olds, as well as the ones that are not millennials in those same age ranges, and the ones that would reach up to 40 on up in the millennial, the so-called millennial percentages of the population. as well as those who are not millennials. So I'm going to put it out there starting today, which is the 20, which is Tuesday, the 21st of January, 2020, that every state, including again New York, as New York has done this before, and I encourage New York to do this again, and I still encourage every state to do this, to ban or block nicotine vaping sales across the board. This nation deserves to be healthy. I'm not one to go against anybody's agency spiritually, but the basic fact is that if you want to live long enough for your children, for yourself, although it could go for you might think, okay, I need to live long for myself as well as my children. It can go either way. You can put your children first on that aspect. You can put your children first on that aspect, then you and your significant other, if at all, and those around you and your family members as well. Or it could be just your children and you, or you and your children. However, I would always go towards the aspect of children first because they're innocent, equal to us, but they have a bit more innocence, like we did when we were our children's age. The basic fact is that I'm putting it out there to where all nicotine and vaping sales be completely blocked across the board in every state, including New York and Florida and Maine and Maryland. I mean, every state that there is in the U.S. to start with. Even if it reaches as far as to our allies, that's fine too. In fact, that would be recommended as well. If you have any questions of why I put this video out the way I did, you may ask me on my Health Advocate page on Facebook or in the comment section below. But do know this. I tell things the way I know them to be in actuality. I will not say things that I am not fully clear on, even though there might be some parts of things that I may not have too much information. But believe me, one of the other videos I can gain that information. And before I do any video, I make sure I got everything up here with the most accurate information that there is and that there has been or can be. And do note this: if you think that I'm trying to tell you what to do, I'm not. I'm just putting it out there that the negative cause and effect versus a positive cause and effect. I can tell you the positive cause and effect for those who do not smoke and who do not vape. The only unnatural aspect is what's out there. Be that, of course, secondhand smoke or breathing in exhaust, being around various other aspects and chemicalizations that are not healthy, besides the scanning process inside airports and maybe other facilities. And we're in a very confusing world, maybe to some extent and whatnot. But the basic fact is that we need to know what to watch for and what not to do. even for our health as well as ourselves, and as well as to where we can be here as long as possible for our children, as well as for ourselves and our other loved ones. That way, we can experience the new things that come in to the world and into society that our children and others would be able to experience. And the only way we could do that is not to smoke and not to vape, and to stay around the non the stay away from the negative effect of many things that may come across, even when it comes to, say, radiation. There's various numbers of radiation that can kill us. There's various numbers of radiation that can harm us and also deplete our lifespan. So let's put it this way: also, if you had cancer, or if you have cancer, you'll be going through the chemo, or what's known as chemo still, and that deals with that. It goes in the process of currently radiation. They haven't come up with anything medically that doesn't go coincide 100% without the base of radiation that would negatively affect the body. It may not be a full effect of negativity, but depends upon the strength of within our bodies and when within the cells within our bodies, how strong they are as well, and how strong we are from within, not only emotionally, psychologically, but also in other aspects, even within the mind. Think about that. But I do pray and hope that none of you smoke, and I do pray and hope that you do quit smoking and quit vaping soon, because I care about every one of you out there who, even those who I don't know who are possibly watching this show, this video right here. Yes, I may not know you. Yes, it may seem like I'm trying to tell you what to do. I'm not. Again, I'm not. I don't. I'm not one to say, "Well, you should do this or you should do that." You know who? You know politically, you know who would want to do that are the liberal Democrats. That's why they're leaning towards a base of socialism and big government. I'm not for that either. If you really want to know what I am for when it comes to the political aspect, is freedom, freedom way, our true American way of life, in the base of where we're able to do everything, even within the legal aspects of each state, and where we're able to do and say many things without any physical harm done to anybody in any way. No physical harm. I'm not for physical harm of any sort. But the liberal Democrats don't really care. Obviously, what happens to us. They may say or claim that they do, but they don't. Politically, of course. But this is not a political one. This is you. This is the health advocate right here. But I'm telling you, I'm just telling you on that aspect, outside of the health aspect. But the one thing is, I care about every human being on this planet. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter if you're male or female. Yes, there are many things that many males and females may not agree with, but the one thing is, spiritually, we need to learn to help one another any way we can. And it doesn't always have to consist with money or the dollar bill, if you will. It goes 100% by action, positive action, in a spiritual sense as well as a humanitarian sense. Or if you want to call it a human, just a general human being aspect or action. This is a long video. I do apologize, but but I'm being honest with you on what I've said on this video. But ultimately it's up to you what you decide to do for yourself as well as for your future. Yeah, your future may not be starting right at any given point that you feel, but your future may have started from the viewing of your younger self. Your future is probably already there, the beginning half of it, right? What you do from then on is up to you, of course. What you do from the time when you hit your 30s, same thing. 20s, same thing. According to your younger self, from infant on up, what you do from then on, your future is your younger self's future. If you decide to destroy it gradually, that's up to you. But I don't think your younger self would want that. In fact, I know for a fact, spiritually especially, your younger self doesn't want that. And I know Heavenly Father doesn't want that either. And I know our Savior doesn't want you to destroy your future or your longevity of life either. But the basic fact is tobacco companies, they don't give a damn. They just want this. Until the government comes up with an initiative to get rid of the tobacco companies for good, we need to make a decision for ourselves whether we want to shorten our lives or not. And those who have, and even still are, by smoking or vaping, you've already made your choice to a point, but there's ways to where you can make it as better as possible. But of course, ultimately, that's up to you, and depending on how strong you find yourself and feel that yourself is, and never never turn away help, because there are many agencies and programs that can help you stop smoking. They can help you stop vaping. They can help you stop drinking. They can help you stop doing various numbers of things, especially when it comes to drugs, as well as smoking, as well as drinking, as well as any other harmful effect that you're doing. Of course, I know smoking and vaping doesn't put you in prison as much as killing with weaponry, various types of weaponry, and with selling or doing or even having any possession of any narcotic would put you in prison. But the basic fact is that you're also even with those, you're still negatively affecting your lifespan in a different way. Granted, um, but also you're deciding your future to be not very long or reachable. That's another thing to think about, isn't it? This is C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian Advocate. Please stay safe. Please stay well. Live long and prosper. And have a good day.